Hello everyone, Lead here. Since the introductions of T17, there's only few of things that exclusive to T16 and still have a pretty good result, and one of them is farming T17, and that's probably one of the best thing you can do on T16 right now, other than some other stuff that you can do on T17 for the better rewards. So for this test, I'm doing 150 maps. I'm going to use two setup. One going to use Carto graphics collab on multitude, and the other one will be using Strongboxes. And for this test, I'm assuming all of you will have 4 watchstones, because you need to have at least 4 watchstones to get a maximum chance, which is 6.4% to convert the T16 into T17. And for the maps itself, I'm using egg mod, and we will sustain it through the Scarabs. And on this one, I'm running Underground C, and this is because Underground C have the highest densities, and this is probably the higher tops that you can see on the number of T17. When you do it on other maps, you're probably going to get a little bit less. And the other reason for the Underground C is also Underground C drops Secret, which is basically the most expensive map for the T17. And for the Scarab itself, on the first setup, I will use 3 cartographic Scarab of multitude, 1 cartographic Scarab of escalations, and 1 cartographic Scarab of corruptions. And the corruptions is how we're going to sustain our 8 mod, and escalations just to get more chances to get map. And the 3 multitude is to add like bunch of pack of monsters that drops map. And for the Strongbox setups, I will use 2 ambush Scarabs, 1 ambush Scarab of discernment, 1 cartographic Scarab of escalations, and 1 cartographic Scarabs of corruptions. And once again, the corruption is to sustain our maps. And for the escalation itself, the reason why I go for escalation instead of 1 more ambush Scarabs is because ambush just by itself does provide quite a lot of density, and because of that, having escalation Scarabs there, you do drop quite a lot of map just from the monster that spawn from the strong boxes. And also you can keep reopening them and you will get more monsters to kill. So that's for the Scarabs. And for the Atlas tree, this is the Atlas tree that I'm using for the multitude. This is very straightforward. All the maps node, all the map modifiers. I'm using daily and ritual. This is for extra density, and daily does provide a little bit more quantity inside the maps. I'm also taking some shrine nodes, so this one is pretty straightforward. So this is the Atlas tree that I'm going to use for the multitude. And for the strong boxes, this is the Atlas tree that I'm going to use, and that's a bit of a problematic part for strong boxes. The main problem with strong boxes is your T17 that you drop specifically from the cartographic strong boxes will be corrupted if you take this node over here, tamper proof, because this node make all your strong boxes become corrupted, and all of them become at least rare. And when your strong boxes is corrupted, everything dropped from their strong boxes will also be corrupted. So the T17 get corrupted is not because of the Scarabs, but because of this node over here. So if you take this node over here, some of your T17 will be corrupted, specifically the T17 that drop from the cartography strong boxes. In my test, I have like quarter of my T17 is corrupted. Now the corrupted T17 still can be sold. I'm still able to sold 10 of them, and 2 of them I think I run it myself because it just happened I can run the mod. Just beware that when you take this mod and some of your T17 is corrupted, the corrupted one can be problematic to sell. All the map nodes over here, some daily just to get some extra quantity, some shrine node. This is pretty basic, but as usual for altars you can go for red if your build cannot do blue. The main purpose for the altars is just for the quantity and map duplications. So that's all about the Atlas tree, and let's go to the spreadsheet so we can talk a little bit about the number. And this is the spreadsheet for all the results that I get. 2 of these will be on multitude. The only difference for this one is I'm using Scarab of monster lineage instead of cartographic Scarab of corruption. And the reason for that is when you find a lot of egg mod that you can use already, then you can swap the cartographic Scarab of corruptions to Scarab of monster lineage. And this is going to increase magic pack size, meaning you're going to get more altars, more magic pack size also like in density in general, and also the pack size of the multitude monster, which basically is where the map drops. And as you can see on the result over here, we do get significantly more T16. It's just on this one, it won't be corrupted because you do not use the Scarab of corruptions, but all of this still can be converted into T17. On this one, another note is on the second run here, I do get a pretty dry luck. So as you can see over here, we do drop more T16, but we get less T17. And this is because I don't think I get a lot of duplication on these sessions. I think I get like 1 or 2 duplications, something like that. This session is pretty dry. But the first session is pretty good. I get a lot of duplications. Because of the price of the map, you can get quite a lot of currency if you get lucky with the duplication. And for the currency itself, I get 3 different here. I get all exalted orbs. So on this session, the RNG is really bad. But as you can see on the T16 drops, you do drop significantly more T16. And what that specially means is you drop more T16, that's mean more chance to be converted into T17. So you should get more T17. And for the Strongboxes, it's pretty straightforward. We get a lot of Divine, we get a lot of Exalted because of the Arcane Strongboxes. And we also get 3 Faldo boxes, 1 for one Reliquary. I mean, the 4th one is probably just lucky, but 3 Faldo is pretty straightforward. I think 2 of them come from Strongboxes, 1 of them just drop normally. And the secret is still not bad. I think 37, but the decision is actually pretty good. 569 with Scarab of Corruptions. And this number only come when I'm using Monster Lineage. So like I said before, the Strongbox is really, really good. The problem with Strongboxes is just some of your T17 will be corrupt. That's the only caveat about Strongboxes. And if you do not want it to be corrupted, you can take off this note over here. You can take off Temper Proof, but if you take out Temper Proof, then you have to arc every single Strongboxes, which is kind of a pain to do. So basically, it's just pick your poisons at that point. And for the card, it's pretty standard. We got 5 Divine Beauty from 3 sessions, so this is pretty straightforward. This is pretty stable. And this is probably the most important stat you have to see on the spreadsheet. And this is like how many maps you get per map. So this is 10, this is 11.7, this is 11.3. And the predicted T17, this is 33, we got 44, so we are really, really lucky on this one. And the predicted T17 on here, 37, we got 41, so it's like a little bit above average, but I don't think this is that big of a RNG. And this one is a 36.42, and we got actually, and the actual is 37, so this one is pretty close. Generally speaking, the actual should always above the predictions, just because you have something like the map duplications, that one going to duplicate some of your T17. So generally speaking, if we're talking about average, your actual should be always above the predicted. And for the gold itself, 30k gold from here, 26k for the Strongboxes. So the gold is pretty nice, I would say. And for the map times, the multitude is pretty fast. I'm taking like 3 to 4 minutes, but this is because my build is slowed down on the boss. So if your build is pretty strong, I think you can run this like sub 3 minutes, which basically going to improve your tip per hours. And for the Strongboxes, it's around 4 to 5 minutes, especially if you decide to arc your Strongboxes. This will take more than 5 minutes. So, and for the different maps, it's pretty good, 0.8, 0.8, this one is 0.9. Then this is basically boosted by the currency, something like Divine drops, Faldo dots. And the profit for me, it's pretty good. And the tip per hour is just about how fast you can run the maps. And that's like vary depending on your build and depending on your efficiency as a player. So on that note, I will just leave it to you what your tip per hour will be. So I think I explained everything about the setup and about all the testing that I did. I hope this information will be helpful for all of you. As usual, if any of you guys have a questions, leave in the comment below. I will try my best to answer them. And if this video helpful, if you like them, consider like and subscribe. That will help the channel a lot. And thank you everyone for watching. I will see you in the next one.